Thank you everybody for joining. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Just waiting for a couple more people to join up. Join up. While we're waiting for a couple of people to join, make sure you grab your glass of water, a cup of coffee, anything to make your stay with us a little bit easier. Um, our guests, Sally, Sebastian, how are you guys doing? You enjoying this fine Wednesday?
Hello. Hi. Yeah, definitely. Nice to be part of the AMA.
Always love to have you on board. Like I said, we'll be starting at 5 p.m. on the dot. Until then, you better get ready. Sally, welcome back. Can we get a quick mic check?
Hey, I can hear you now. I had some issues before. Hey, everyone.
Awesome, amazing. We'll be starting really soon.
Okay.
I think that enough people had joined that we can officially get this started. Everybody, good afternoon. It's 5 p.m. on the dot. Thank you for joining us for another AMA session hosted by the eSync Network. My name is Steve, and I'll be your moderator for today's event. With me, I'm joined with two amazing guests, Sally Meshwari, board executive at eSync Network, and Sebastian from the CEO of RockSolid Estate. Sebastian Arnezeder, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Correct me if I'm
Yes,
not.
exactly.
Okay, awesome, awesome. It's kind of tricky when you see last name for the first time, but I'm glad I got it correctly.
Yes, hello everybody.
Today we'll be diving a little bit deeper into the partnership between RockSolid Estate and the eSync Network, and exploring how the ROC token is poised to revolutionize the real estate investments and the space entirely. We'll also be discussing tokenized fractional investments, profit sharing mechanisms, and regulatory compliances, and much more. We have a really packed agenda, so let's get started by having our wonderful guests introduce themselves. Sally, as usual here on the eSync KMA, why don't you start? I guess we're having some a little bit of technical difficulties on Sally's part. Not a problem. We'll go ahead and start with Sebastian. Sebastian, welcome,
Yes.
welcome to your first Eastern KMA, man. Why don't
Yeah,
you go ahead and
thank you
introduce
for the
yourselves?
invitation.
Not a problem.
Yes,
Not a
thank you
problem.
very much. So, yeah, then I will start with it. My name is Sebastian Arnesida. I'm the CEO of RockSolid. And yeah, we're using the eSync blockchain and pay out in e-credits. And what we do, we tokenize real estate investments. And you will learn a little bit more today about our project, about the company, about how we work together with e-credits and eSync, and how this will work out for the future, and that you have great opportunities with our company, also in collaboration with e-credits.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving us a brief overlook. Let's see if we got Sally back and we can start this conversation. Continue this conversation because we are having a little bit of technical difficulty experiences right here. Please bear with us, everybody. Hi there, Sally. Can you hear me?
Hey Steve, I can hear you now.
Awesome,
Seems
awesome.
Perfect. Now
seems
it's
that I'm
working.
having some technical issues. Sorry about
Not
that.
a problem. Not a problem. It happens to the best of us. Sebastian already introduced himself, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself in case anybody who forgot who you are.
For sure. Hey everyone. So I'm leading eSync and the eCredits project. I see from the audience and the listeners, I think that everyone already knows me so far. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, both of you. Like I said, we have a packed agenda, so we're gonna get this show started from the top. Sebastian, can you tell us about the founding story of Rock Solid Estate?
Yes, definitely, definitely. So it happened some years ago where we talked about democratizing and tokenizing real estate investments, because my background is also from the real estate part, but I'm also part of the crypto area since 2015. And so the days and years passed, and we thought just combine real estate with the tokenization. That's the best way, and that's the future. And then we were searching for a good partner, and that's why we are here today. Then we found e-credits and also cryptics, who were, after some discussions and meetings, the best choice for our partnership with with there's a whole network and everything. And that's how we started. And after some weeks and days of discussions, the project got bigger, and we also had to create a capital market prospectus that we can raise the money via tokenization, starting from 100 euro. And Cryptics and eCredits and everybody helped us so much also with the whole legal stuff. And yeah, it was a very big milestone when we received our prospectus some weeks ago.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear, honestly. So that was a little bit of a background. But what really inspired the creation of Rock Solid? What was the core goal, the vision, if you say?
So the core goal was to, yeah, as I said before, to democratize and tokenize real estate in a fractional way. Because when you buy a real estate, it's very expensive. You can't buy real estate with 100 euro. And tokenization is the way you have to go when you want these fractional investments. And of course, anybody can invest from starting now into real estate. And that was our vision, to give the people out there the opportunity to invest in all the real estate we own as RockSolid and distribute also on a monthly basis a yield. And yeah, therefore we pay out in e-credits every month. That was also a big part of the whole story, that the people not only have a part of the real estate we own, but also get a monthly payout. And therefore, yeah, e-credits, I think it will also support the whole token. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Next one is basically for the both of you at the same time. So, how did the partnership between the eSync network and Rock Solid Estate come about?
So when we had some talks with Cryptics in the past, we heard about many difficulties that will occur during the next month, and that happened, and they maneuvered us through this crazy legal stuff. Because when you want to do something like this in the European Union, as there's a lot to do, like I said, the prospectus and everything. And yeah, we had many different topics to deal with, but in the end it came to an end, and now we are ready to go. And I'm happy to be here today and keep going with the questions, and we are happy to answer.
Awesome, that's great to hear. Taking a look at it from this different perspective, Sally, can you tell us a little bit more about the recent developments in the eSync network and how it's all led to basically to this partnership, even something outside of the partnership?
For sure. I mean, basically, with Rock Solid, we wanted to partner with them because this creates an active use case for us that is an actual production, and it's not just beyond ideation. And this actually showcases the value of what we have, what we're actually building. Because when we basically grew to eSync network, we started. I mean, what I mentioned on the previous AMAs and in the previous communication is that we wanted to expand our use cases and go into, for example, our RWAs. And RockSolid basically presents a very nice example of what we want to do. It also validates, our mission, and we're very happy to have them on board.
Yeah, maybe to add something here, the interesting part, I think, what makes this cooperation so great is that we have all parts, covered. On the one hand side, the legal part, on the other hand side, the blockchain part, but also on our side, for instance, the real estate part, because we are in this business for a long time now, and also have a great real estate pipeline. So we are here to grow together, and we are happy to grow together. Yeah, to grow together in the future. Of course, of the Rock token side, that the price will increase over time, but also that the e-credits will increase over time, because that's what's happening in the market. Is when you create demand, and that's what we do with our monthly payouts. That's the best way, to support both projects.
You mentioned the Rock token. So how exactly does the Rock token integrate with the eSync network?
So RockSolid, we need a blockchain, definitely, and therefore we created the Rock token. The Rock token is a security token where we tokenize real estate investments. So with the Rock token, you get, you buy a share, kind of the company. That's a security token. It's like a financial instrument, and therefore you buy the Rock token and then get a monthly payout in e-credits.
So when it comes to the traditional real estate investment versus the tokenized fractional investment that you talk about. What are some of the main advantages that tokenized fractional investments have compared to traditional real estates?
So when you buy real estate, you pay 100,000 or more, or even a million if you want a bigger house. And when you want some fractional investments, then the blockchain is the best way. And also that was the reason why we choose the eSync network, because we have, it allows minimal transactions with minimal fees. And because when somebody invests with 100 euro, of course, you don't get 200 euro yield. But when you get a fractional payment every month, for instance, when you get, I don't know, 20 cents or 50 cents or 1 euro per month, then it's better to choose not the bank, but the blockchain. And therefore, eSync is the best way to do so. And with the fractional investments, when you buy a house for instance, 100,000 euro, you need the money, and then also all the stuff that comes with in real estate, like the whole contracts and everything, have to be done by a lawyer, and the notary has to notarize everything, and with the blockchain. And when you whitelist yourself by doing a KYC via the broker and then by the Rock token, you're whitelisted, and that makes it very easy to also transfer the real estate via the blockchain. And that's what the Rock token does. So you don't buy one real estate with the Rock token, you buy all the real estate RockSolid owns. And what's also very important, we don't develop real estate, we just buy real estate that's completely developed and creates revenue from day one. That's also the reason why we pay out from day one, why we can pay out from day one.
That's amazing when it comes to the low barrier to entry. Why don't you go ahead and elaborate? Because you mentioned a little bit about the lower prices that you need to actually access these rock tokens. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more how rock tokens make this more accessible?
So the RockSolid Estate, we offer participation starting from 100 euro, and that's really for everyone. So when you want to start to invest into real estate, you need normally a lot more than 100 euro. Of course, you can also invest 100 euro every month and grow your real estate real estate investments over the years. And this means, of course, that the entry barriers are very low with the 100 euro. You can also invest 100,000, that's fine. Yeah, then you get a bigger profit share. And for our investors, it's very important that the people understand that these investments that they take, that invest into real estate, that's creating revenue from day one. And for our investors, it is an investment in property, and thus in existing and functioning tangible assets, and not in some intangible ideas. So that's also different, that we are already here and already know what we do, and we just can grow with the people. The more people buy the Rock token, the bigger real estate we can buy.
Amazing. You mentioned before the profit sharing mechanisms associated with the Rock token. Can you elaborate a little bit on that part?
Yes. So we as company, we don't have any fixed fees. You get a profit share, and we also get a profit share as company. So when we perform, we get money, and of course the investors also get money. And the profit share is that we distribute 80% of the profits we generated to our investors. And the profits we generated can also be voted, because, for instance, when you have a Rock token, you have very big co-determination rights. So you can also vote for when we have, for instance, two real estates. One is, for instance, office building, and the other one is a hotel. You can vote on which one we should acquire. And after that, of course, maybe after a year or so, we think, okay, hey, let's put photovoltaic on the rooftop. But then, of course, the value of the real estate increases, but also we get more payout, because, for instance, when we have photovoltaic on the rooftop, we generate revenue from energy, and that's why the yield increases, and also the whole value. And the people can vote whether we should invest into our real estate, or they say no, don't invest, we want a more payout. So the people can decide with us together. That's also a very big part.
Yeah. So basically, as the initial investment increases, so does the payout in the long run.
Exactly. So when the people vote, for instance, when they say no, we don't want big payouts, we just want increase in real estate, then the people vote for buying more real estate and developing, so that the payout will be less, but the value will increase more, or the other way around. When the people say, no, don't invest into the real estate, we want more payout, then the people can decide and vote on this. So this will also show the future. The future will show how the investment process will look. And also with our cooperation with England Focus, we have a very good real estate pipeline, and sometimes buy real estate for much lower prices because we have the network for this. So for instance, when you go out there and want to buy a real estate for, I don't know, 1 million, we maybe see this real estate 2 months prior the official market, and maybe can offer and buy this real estate for 800,000. And this profit, when we, for instance, keep this property for 5 years or so, that's fine. And it generates revenue for the 5 years. But when we, for instance, sell it after 1 or 2 years for 1.1 million, we have a profit of 300,000 euro. And the people then can decide, what should we do with the money? Should we reinvest into real estate, buy new real estate? Or, for instance, like the example before with the photovoltaic, invest into real estate and then increase the yield and the whole value of the ROC token.
Okay, awesome. And what type of real estate can actually investors participate in RockSolid?
We from RockSolid, we only invest into commercial real estate, such as office buildings, like I mentioned before, in hotels, but it can also be sustainable energy, renewable energy, like photovoltaic. And there, on the long run, we have a lot of things planned. So maybe when we have a photovoltaic in the future, the people can also buy some energy from RockSolid and maybe also paid in the future with e-credits. So we just want to push the whole ecosystem. And that's a win-win, because, for instance, when we generate, let's say when you're in Portugal or something, where there's a lot of sun, and we have generate energy there via our own photovoltaic, it generates revenue. And the people that buy the energy then get it to a lower discounted price, and maybe even can pay with e-credits. So in the future, there will come a lot more.
Amazing to hear that. Honestly, things like green energy initiatives are something that is picking up steam in the space in the past couple of months. So that's really great to hear. What about the plans that RockSolid has for the future? Can you share a little bit with us? What are your 2-year plan, 5-year plan, things like that?
Yeah. As I mentioned, it will also show how the investment process will work, because when the people vote more for hotels, we buy more hotels. But when the people vote, for instance, for office buildings or for industrial areas, we will buy this more. And this will also show the future. For instance, when you have a big industrial building with a very big roof, of course, it's not far to putting photovoltaic on top of these roofs. So we will go with the time. And what's also very important, we are a security token. It's not like Bitcoin and Ethereum that can be traded on, for instance, the whole exchanges like Binance and BlockTrader or everywhere. But you have an investment into real estate via a security token. So I think the future will also show how the trading of such security tokens will progress in the future. And I think we're here at the very right time to create something like this, because I think tokenization will be the future. And the more we tokenize, the more real world use cases we get. And I think with RockSolid, that's the first very good start, also with eSync. And of course, we want to cooperate a lot with the community. That's important. That's the most important part. People should decide.
In Web3, community is the most important part of everything that's going on here. But can you tell us a little bit more about your portfolio currently and your plans in the future?
So as I said, in the past, we invested a lot with our other companies in different areas. For instance, in the Airbnb business, that's a big part, especially in Vienna. That's also our main focus sector that we invest into Vienna at the beginning, with very sustainable or rock solid yields that are very stable. And therefore, we generate revenue with this kind of stuff. And what else? What else does come to your mind? What the people should know about this?
I mean, that's great for people who are just getting interested into investing into tokenized real estate. But can you give us some advice about how to get started?
The people, you mean?
Yeah,
how they can get started? Yeah. So as I said, €100 per ROC token. Not per ROC token. €100 is the price you can invest and buy real estate investments. The price for one ROC token is €1. And of course, in the future, depending on the value of all the real estate we own, the price will develop over time. So that's also very important for us. And the people can, of course, check out our website at rocksolidestate.com. And there's a lot of information available in many different languages. We also use AI to translate in some native languages. For instance, we uploaded yesterday the interview with all participants, with me, with Bernhard Wurdinger, with Christian Sommer, and Armin Reiter. And you can also hear the interview in English, in Italian language, and Romanian. So yeah, and also keep going and asking us if you want more questions, because we use AI to translate this. And that's also maybe a big part to mention. We use AI everywhere. We also use AI with our real estate to optimize the prices. For instance, when you rent out on Airbnb and Booking, you have, for instance, €100 per night, but you can also increase this by using AI to optimize the pricing. And after looking up on our homepage, rocksolidestate.com, you get redirected to the broker Equito, because for the investment, you need a MiFID II licensed broker, and that's what Equito is. It's also under the whole thing of cryptics, so that's also very nice for us that everything works fluently and works together very fine. And after your sign up there on Equito and the verification, the KYC, you can buy the ROC token. And what's important, it's on the eSync network. So therefore, if you have an e-wallet, you also have already a RockSolid wallet address. And when you open your e-wallet, you can also see that there is a ROC token shown in there. And when you buy the ROC token via Equito, you insert afterwards on the investor portal your e-wallet address, and then you get your tokens there.
Great. Well, thanks for the little step by step. That's really going to help us when we start purchasing the token en masse. Talking about the token price itself and the profits that people can gain from it, what is the tax situation looking like for the ROC token right now?
So it's a very complex thing in the back, but it was very important to us that it's not very complicated for the people. So in the end, the money you get is finally taxed. The monthly payouts that you get in e-credits, for instance, that's a yield, of course, and that's finally taxed for you. Because we in Austria pay 27.5 capital gain tax, but we also optimize this a little bit more with our accountant to take out the maximum for the people.
Great to hear that. Let's switch a little bit to the more legally side of things. What is the legal framework that applies to the ROC token, since there are a lot of industries potentially clashing inside?
Exactly. That's why it was so hard to get this whole thing running, because there are so many legal things to think of. Because you have to make sure when somebody buys a ROC token, because it's an investment into real estate, that everything in the background is fine. And to get fully regulated, you need a capital market prospectus. And we got that, and it's also confirmed by the Austrian Capital Market Authority, FMA. It's very important to get this to offer. And we as RockSolid, we are an Austrian stock company with a big transparency, because all of the voting rights we offer to the investors, and of course, because we are a stock company, we have to show everything. So that was also the way that we didn't made an GmbH, a small company. We made a big company, a stock company, that the people can directly see everything. And of course, the co-determination rights and the voting rights is a very big part of it. And also that's why the FMA approved us, because they said, okay, the people have to be part of this whole process and can vote. Yeah.
Great. Well, now let's turn a little bit to the questions that we have collected from the community. So how will tokenizing RockSolid on eSync increase the price value on of VCS? I think that's a little bit of a question for both of you.
Yes. For sure.
Maybe.
For sure. Can I start, or would you?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. That's fine.
Yeah, for sure. I think that Sebastian touched upon this quite a few times already in the answers that he had, basically by explaining how eSync is related to the Rock token here, and how basically the rewards and the yields that come out from their initiative is basically given out in ECS. And this basically shows the relationship between both, like how interlinked those two projects are. Besides that, of course, I mean, this is again, I mean, this is the direct correlation, I would say, but then indirectly, this is again, I have to repeat, a valid use case on eSync, and this basically validates our whole, I mean, mission and value proposition with what we're doing. And besides that, RockSolid is a project that I would say we're quite bullish on as a project on its own, and this can only bring further, I would say, brand awareness and brand recognition for eSync. And of course, then we have the element of, I would say, cross-selling here, because we would be also tapping into new communities with RockSolid, and basically and new user base, because whoever is specifically interested in that type of investment would be automatically receiving ECS, and with that we also gain further users into our ecosystem as well. Sebastian, I throw the ball to you if you have anything further to add.
That's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, as I said before, when we buy the real estate, and the real estate that we buy generates profit from day one, and of course this profit wants to be paid out to the people, and therefore we use eSync on the one hand side, of course, the blockchain transaction, but the bigger thing is that we have to buy e-credits from the market to pay it out to the people. And that creates demand. And as you said, that's a use case that we want. And of course, when I talked some minutes ago about also buying energy via e-credits, that could also be a part. For instance, that you get a monthly distribution in e-credits because you own a Rock token, and then you pay your energy with e-credits and purchase it from RockSolid. So this whole cycle kind of closes then. And there are many more options and many more things to come, I think, in the future. But in the end, we use the blockchain, we pay out in e-credits, and this will create demand and push the price, I think.
Great. Sally, I think this was a little bit more geared towards you. What is the plan to start staking? I assume they refer to ECS.
For sure. I mean, we are, I would say, in very favorable, in a very favorable position when it comes to the technical development and the progress on eSync network, and what we initially had within the roadmap for switching from POA to POS. I can tell you now that we are live on the testnet, on the new testnet, basically, and there's going to be further announcements within the coming weeks. So when is the plan to start staking? I would say very soon. Let's keep it at that for now.
Yeah, we don't want to reveal too much too soon. So Sebastian, switching it back to you again. A user asked, "Why can't I find RockSolid on CoinMarketCap?"
As I mentioned before, we are a security token. We are not a token that's listed on such a thing, because we are an investment into a security token, and therefore there's no need of kind of a CoinMarketCap, because it's not traded like Bitcoin and the other stuff. That's important. You can also see the price on the broker, for instance. When you pay the token, for instance, when it's €1, it's €1 there. When the price develops over time, of course, the price will also be different then. So and we will also include a kind of a chart in the future that the people can see how the value develops over time. Because of course, when we buy more real estate, the value develops over time.
Of course, that is a really important part when it comes to investing into anything, basically. Keeping up with the whole CoinMarketCap theme that we got going on here, another user asks, why are the numbers on CoinMarketCap for ECS still wrong?
I don't think that they're wrong. We actually upgraded them recently, and now we have, I would say, I'm even checking now at the moment. So yeah, I mean, we have now the new total supply, which is 10.58 billion in ECS, and this is after the burn, where we initially burned the initial supply, and by more than 80%. And this also basically updated our fully diluted market cap, and the circulating supply also of ECS was updated. And this is something that I actually would want to give credit to the team internally, to our marketing team, because it's not easy dealing with coin market cap, especially now in these market conditions where they're getting, basically the coin market cap are getting bombarded by thousands of messages per day, and we were able to actually do that.
Awesome. Switching it back to Sebastian again, we got a question from another user. As an individual, do I need to have a tax ID number? How can I register without a tax ID number?
I think everyone has one. I don't know if it's different in some countries, but it's mandatory for the broker to do the verification. So if you invest as a company or as an individual, we have to verify that this is you, and that's why they ask for this. But you can also write, the people can also write to eKito a support message and ask them what they can do if they don't have one, or maybe how they can get to one, or where they should ask, or where they can find it, for instance.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Another user asked, "Can you publish AMA on YouTube ASAP due to automatic translation?" Of course, there are plans to publish the AMA on the eSync Network's YouTube channel, and they'll be done as soon as possible. So we have officially reached the end of the community questions. Can I get a final summation from Sebastian? Any closing words, any closing statements? Can you go a little bit about what you talked, just so people who have joined, before after we started, can sync everything up?
Yes. So maybe to explain it real quick, we as RockSolid, we offer real estate, tokenized real estate investment via the ROC token. The ROC token is the security token, and you can buy it via a MiFID II licensed broker. Therefore, we use eKito, and one token is €1, but the minimum investment is €100. So €1 per token, but €100 is the minimum investment. But you can also buy more tokens over time. So start with €100 and maybe invest 1,000 more next week or next month, whatever. And we, as company, we buy real estate that's developed and creates revenue from day one. And we invest into commercial real estate, and the people get a payout every month in e-credits. That's why we also support the whole eSync network and also the price of the e-credits. And yeah, I think that should be it. And the people, of course, can vote via our voting rights, via our investor portal, whether we invest into one real estate or the other one, or if we should invest into our real estate, maybe with photovoltaic and so on, and increase the value of the real estate, and therefore the price development of the ROC token maybe will take place some weeks or months later. And yeah, I think that's it. And we are happy to ask your questions. Also write us on RockSolid. Look onto our homepage, rocksolidestate.com. You will find a lot of information there. And also we uploaded on our own YouTube channel an interview and everything, also in more languages, in German, English, Italian, and Romanian. And we are happy to add more if you ask for.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Sally, can you give us a little bit more about updates on what eSync is doing right now, what we have planned, anything like that?
Yes, for sure. So with eSync, I would say at the moment, the focus is going to be on three things. It's going to be on accessibility, it's going to be on liquidity, and it's going to be on validating use cases. For example, with RockSolid, this is a valid use case that's gonna go live soon, and we are actively seeking further use cases when it comes to that. When it comes to accessibility and liquidity, and we do realize that this is a priority at the moment for the project, and we are currently working on that. I understand the community sentiment, and there's gonna be announcements coming up within the coming weeks that would go into the direction of what I just mentioned: accessibility and further liquidity. So stay put for more. This is what I can say for the time being. And yeah, I mean, we are not here to speculate on prices. This is not any financial advice, or even when it comes to us presenting the RockSolid project. Everyone is free to do their own research. But it's just a project that we wanted to showcase for our audience, for our community, but also to to showcase in the sense that to show the real world use case here. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for both of you. It was an amazing AMA. Sebastian, the CEO of RockSolid Estate, Sally, executive board executive from the eSync Network. It was amazing having you both along for the talk about the partnership between the eSync Network and the RockSolid Estate. Thank you everybody for joining us for
Thank
this
you
AMA.
very much.
Well,
yes.
Stay tuned. Follow us on our social media platforms. We'll have more updates, like Sally said, sooner rather than later. Looking forward to the next couple of weeks and months. And yeah, that's it. That's about it for me.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Always,
and we're happy
anytime.
happy for more questions in the future.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.